Hey team, Jake here. I am the founder and CEO of Pept, and I've been getting lots of questions lately about protein supplements and how to use them, and are they necessary, etc., etc. So one of the most common questions we get. So I thought I'd shoot this quick little video to explain and hopefully make it really simple and easy to understand for you. Okay. So there's all different types of protein, but the most common one you would have heard of is called whey protein, all right? And it comes in a bag, and I'll go. I should have got some before I started shooting this video, but I'll hop outside and grab some in a minute so I can show you. So long story short, will it help with losing fat? Yes, absolutely. And let me explain how. Okay, so there's two real key focuses we need to work on when fat loss is our goal. The first one is managing insulin, and that's a hormone our body produces to stabilize our blood sugar levels. So if you want to lose body fat consistently, quickly, with less effort, okay, which probably sounds good to most people, then you need to manage your blood sugar levels. And the way we do that is by keeping control of our insulin. Okay, and the way we do that is for 99% of the Western population in particular, but more and more just across the world now, is reducing our carbohydrates, increasing our protein, increasing our healthy fats. That's how we manage our insulin, because basically when you eat a high carbohydrate meal, your blood sugar levels go up. So your body breaks down the carbohydrates, turns into glucose, which is a usable form of carbohydrate, all right? And our blood sugar levels go really high. Then insulin comes along and it stores it, okay? Because we can't use it all right now. So it stores it in our muscles for use later, all right? So that's all well and good. But the problem is when insulin levels are high, our body cannot effectively burn fat. Okay, can't use fat as a fuel very efficiently. So the objective is to manage our insulin, keep it nice and stable, okay? And we do that by reducing the carbohydrates, increasing the protein, until you become quite lean. And when you get leaner, you become more sensitive to insulin. That means when you do eat carbohydrates, your body doesn't have to produce as much insulin because it's more sensitive to it. Okay, without going into too much detail, basically that means you can eat more carbohydrates when you are lean, when you're low in body fat, and get away with it, than when you're not. Okay, and this is true for the vast majority of people, especially Caucasian people. Okay, and we'll go into that later, how your genetics plays a role. But long story short, yes, using a protein supplement will be very beneficial. Okay, whey protein is the best. It's a complete protein because it comes from an animal source, which is milk. Okay, it's derived from milk. Okay, you get casein, you get whey. They take the casein out. That's a really slow digested protein. Whey is a faster digested protein. So it's particularly good after a workout. Okay, so after a workout, you take your whey protein, it gets absorbed by your body really quickly, and our body is able to then repair the muscles that are damaged from our workout, as well as grow more muscle tissue. Okay, so that's the second part. So the first part of weight loss, manage insulin. Second part of weight loss is we want to increase our metabolism, and that's going to help us burn more energy every second of the day. And the way we do that is by building muscle mass. So two things go into building muscle mass. One is, first of all, preserving it. Okay, your body's constantly building itself and breaking down. So every cell in our body is the cells dying, the cells being born, if you want to say that, or however, whatever the term is, I don't know. But we're constantly growing and we're constantly dying at the same time. So when it comes to our muscle cells, we need to preserve as many as we can, as well as build. Okay, so that's what protein is required for. Okay, I hope that kind of makes sense. So after your workout is the perfect time to have whey. It gets digested quickly. Now, other times to have your whey protein, there's two options. You could get a casein protein, which will be a slower release, and therefore it will have less of an insulin response. Or you can just tweak the ones that you've got. So what I do is I just use the whey protein. But if it's not post-workout, remember our goal is to slow the digestion down, which is going to keep us fuller, as well as have less of an insulin load. In other words, it won't spike our blood sugar level as quickly, which means less insulin, which means more fat burning. So if it's after a workout, it's very, very simple. Have whey protein in your shake with water. If you want to speed up your recovery, add a scoop of glutamine into that, which is an amino acid that's going to help your recovery, okay? But at any other time of the day, yes, you can have your whey protein just by itself, okay, in water, and that'll be fine. But even better than that is if you have it in a smoothie, okay, and you want to increase the fiber content of your smoothie. So if you put some, say, spinach leaves or kale or something like that in there and whiz that up, I like to put a few other things in there, a bit of lemon juice, bit of pink salt, which is really, really good, especially if you're working out a lot, sweating a lot. Okay, you can put whatever you want in there. Turmeric, spirulina, really good for your digestion, gut health. Turmeric's good for reducing inflammation if you get sore joints and things like that. So that will get digested much slower than just whey and water by itself, which is good any time of the day apart from after your workout. Okay. Another thing you can add to your shake at other times of the day to slow the digestion and therefore limit the insulin response is a bit of coconut oil. So 1 or 2 tablespoons of coconut oil into your shake. It's high fat, it's good fat, healthy, good for you, but fat will slow down the digestion again, which will manage your insulin load. So will using protein supplements help with losing fat? Absolutely. Those are my top tips on how to use it. Next, I'm going to give you a top tip as well as a quick tour here at Pep Redcliffe. I think we have Chelsea and Romana doing some demonstrating out here. Woohoo! And I'm going to get a bag of protein out of the box here so I can show you. All right. So what to look for when you're buying protein? That's a great question. First thing you want to look for is the Pep's logo. So obviously you can just come and buy ours if you're one of our members, but if you're not near a Pep's, then you'll need to go down to the shop or find something online. So what you need to know is what to look for, particularly in this nutrition panel here. So if you find a cheap protein, what you'll notice is per serve or per 100 grams, it'll be really, really high in carbohydrates. Now, the reason for that is because they're cheaper to manufacture. So that's the opposite of what you want. What you want is low carbohydrates. So for example, per serve, 30 gram serve here in ours, we have 1.2 grams of carbohydrate. So that's low, right? Out of 30 grams, very small amount. Okay, so just that's the biggest thing to look for in a protein. Some will have more fat in them as well. That's not necessarily the end of the world, but I would prefer to have less fat, and you want to just get as pure a protein as you can. But the number one thing you're looking for is low sugar, okay, low sugar. Sometimes they put the fat in there and they'll make it taste creamier and a bit tastier, but ultimately control what you can. Just low sugar, high protein, that's what you want in a whey protein. Okay, if you have any questions on how to use your protein supplements, pop them in. When you're making those smoothies that I spoke about, avoid fruit. Okay, don't put the fruit juice in, because even pieces of fruit, once you juice them up, basically just really adding to the sugar content of your smoothie. So use vegetables, okay, in particular green vegetables. So things like kale and spinach tend to work the best. Spinach is much tastier than kale, in my humble opinion, but do some experimenting. Okay, hope that helped. Pop your questions in the comments and have an awesome day. Bye.